video, we are talking about converting between mixed numbers and improper fractions. So our learning target today is I can convert between mixed and improper fractions. Please make sure you write down the date for the day you're watching this in your notes. Write down what you already know about mixed numbers and improper fractions. And then we have quite a bit of vocabulary today, so remember after we go through it, make sure you pause the video and get it all written down on your sheet. So our first word is mixed number. A mixed number contains both whole number and fractions. A proper fraction is no more than 1. The numerator is smaller than the denominator. An improper fraction then is greater than 1. The numerator is larger than the denominator. And then our last word is convert. Convert means to change from one form to another while keeping the value the same. So at this time, please pause the video until you have all this written down and then resume when you're ready. We're going to start today by talking about some examples of mixed numbers, proper fractions, and improper fractions. So a mixed number is a number that contains both whole numbers and fractions. So an example of this could be, for example, 4 and an 8. We have a whole number part with the 4 and a fraction part with the 1/8. It might be 6 1/2. Might be 313 and 2 101st. Any number that has a fraction part and a whole number part is called a mixed number. A proper fraction is a fraction where the numerator is smaller than the denominator. The top is smaller than the bottom. So this might be something like 8/16, or 1/2, or 2/3, or 9/10. Anything where the top number is smaller than the bottom number. Then an improper fraction is the opposite. The numerator is larger than the denominator. So this might be something like 10/3, or 35, or 16/11. Anything where the top is actually bigger than the bottom number, okay? So today what we're actually talking about is converting between mixed numbers and improper fractions. So let's say, for example, I had the number 1 3/4, and I wanted to convert that into an improper fraction, okay? If I was going to think about what 1 3/4 looks like, I could draw a picture. So I might have a circle that I shaded to be my whole. And then if I had a second circle for my fourths, I would say, okay, well, that I would split into fourths, and 3 of them are shaded in. I could have also split this one into fourths. I just know that all 4 of these are shaded in. So this is now a picture of what 1 3/4 looks like. Well, looking at this, I can see very, very clearly that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fourths. If this was pieces of pizza, I might say I have 7 pieces of pizza, because remember that one that's blank that I didn't shade in, that one isn't actually there. So I have 7 fourths that were shaded in. That means that 1 3/4, if I were to write that as an improper fraction, that is 7 fourths. Another example might be the number 3 2/3. If I was going to draw a picture of 3 2/3, well, I would have 3 holes, and we'll just split these into thirds already, since the last number's in thirds. And here the whole thing is shaded in. Okay? But these are my thirds. And then for my 2/3 that I still have, I would draw another circle, and this time I'm only shading in 2 of the thirds. So counting how many thirds I have, again, it's like counting the slices of pizza that I would have, not counting that blank one. I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this would be the same as 11 thirds. Now we don't always want to draw a picture. So for example, if I had the number 5 and 7/12, I could imagine that this would be a whole bunch of circles and it would be a lot of drawing, and that seems like a lot of work. So we don't always want to have to do that. So if I was to think about what this would look like, I know I would have 5 circles that are whole. And each of those circles would be split into 12 pieces. So it'd be 5 times 12 to get the number of pieces. And then my last circle would be split in 12, but only 7 of them would be shaded. So I would add that on. So to turn 5 and 7/12 into a whole number, if I imagine what it would look like, it is circles. Each of them are split into 12 pieces. So we multiply that together. And then we add the 7 pieces that are left over. So I can just solve this problem. 5 times 12 is 60. And 60 plus 7 is 67. That means that I would have 67 pieces, and those pieces are 12. So my answer would be 67 twelfths. So the rule that we're going to follow from now on to do this, to turn a mixed number into an improper fraction, is that we take the whole number times the denominator. That goes on the top, along with adding the numerator. So this is just what I did up above. This is my 5 times 12 plus 7. So whole number times the denominator plus the numerator. That all goes on top. And my bottom will still be my original denominator. Okay? So to show you how this works with an actual example, we're going to look at 6 and 4/5. Okay? So my rule is a whole number times the denominator plus the numerator. Okay? So my whole number, that's 6, times my denominator, well, the denominator is 5, plus the numerator, which is 4. So that all goes on the top. And then on the bottom, I have my denominator. The denominator is still 5, so the denominator will be 5. So 6 and 4/5, written as an improper fraction. 6 times 5 is 30, plus 4. So I have 30 plus 4, that's 34 over 5. Okay? And that's how we have to do that. Another example, let's say I had 9.5. Again, same process, the whole number times the denominator plus the numerator. So my whole number is 9 times the denominator is 2 plus the numerator 1. 9 times 2 plus 1. That goes on top. My denominator is still 2. 9 times 2 is 18 plus 1 is 19 over 2. And that is how we turn a mixed number into an improper fraction. So let's say we wanted to go the other direction. We wanted to convert an improper fraction into a mixed number. So let's look at, let's say we had the fraction 11 thirds. If I wanted to draw a picture of this, well, it's in thirds. So let's see if we can figure out what this would look like. Let's say one cell and I split it into thirds. Well, if I count 1, 2, 3, now I have 3 thirds, so I don't have enough. So I draw another circle. We have 4, 5, 6. So now we're up to 6 thirds. I need 11 thirds, so I still don't have enough. Another circle. We're at 6, so 7, 8, 9. I need 11, so we're still not quite enough. So my last circle here, 9, 10, 11, and I don't need to shade in that last section there because I'm now at 11. Okay, so looking at this, I see that I have 1 hole, 2 holes, 3 holes, so my whole number is 3, and then left over I have these 2 sections, so I have 3 holes and 2/3 left over. Now again, this is kind of a pain. We don't really want to do this all the time. So the rule is actually to use division. Okay? So I'm going to show you down here with an example, and then I'll write the rule for you. So let's say we had the fraction 13/5. What I really want to do is I want to know how many times I can get the number 5 out of 13. So this becomes a division problem, which makes sense. A fraction bar can also mean division. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do 13 divided by 5. If I think about this, I know 5 goes into 13 2 times. 2 times 5 is 10. That leaves me with a remainder of 3. What that means as a fraction is that I have 2 holes, and then those 3 parts left over become my new numerator. So 13/5 is 2 3/5. And this is my rule. So when I'm turning a numerator into a denominator, we're going to do the numerator divided by the denominator. And my answer is our whole number. This leaves us with a mixed number where I have my whole number and the remainder goes over my original denominator. Now that's a little bit confusing. So we're going to do a couple more examples to make sure we understand how this works. So let's say we had the fraction 47/6. Okay, using the rule, I'm doing the numerator, which is 47. I don't know how many times 6 goes into 47. So I can use my calculator to help me with this. But if I do that, I'll see that 6 times 7 is 42. That leaves me with a whole number of 7. Then 47 minus 42 is 5. That means that my mixed number is 7 as my whole number. Remainder of 5 goes on top, and it's 7 5/6. As always, please rewatch this video if you need help, or feel free to reach out with me with any questions. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.